right, so we're really excited to for today's presentation. This has been one of our favorites for years. So today we have our Economic Development Manager, Michelle Geller, with us. So Michelle's been with the city since November of 2019, and so this is your third time doing this presentation, I think.
Actually, I think Jonathan did it when I.
That's right, because you had just you were on 2 weeks on the job or something like that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Last year, Michelle had to do this via Zoom, so it's very nice to have you here in person.
Our guest room, as I'm sure.
And I will say that I've worked here at the Chamber for 25 years, and this is, I think, the closest working relationship that the Chamber has had with the Economic Development Department, and we love working with Michelle. She's fantastic. She's been a great resource. We are partnering on our third or fourth round right now of small business grants together. So we have a fantastic partnership, and we love working together. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Michelle to give us our economic development update.
Thanks, Scott. And the feeling is mutual. Good morning, everyone. Michelle Geller, Economic Development Manager for the City of Oceanside. This is like my favorite thing to do, is talking about all the cool things that are happening in Oceanside and economic development. And I am also an Oceanside resident since 2007. So, you know, it's near and dear to my heart that our city is successful. So first, just some quick basic demographics about the city. We're 42 square miles in size. We have a nice 200 square mile buffer between us and Orange County and Los Angeles. We are the third largest city in San Diego County with just over 180,000 residents. And here you can see the median age, number of housing units, average household income. These are our top industries here in Oceanside. You know, this is not surprising news to y'all. Tri-City Hospital and now Scripps, of course, has brought a lot of new healthcare jobs to Oceanside. Genentech and Gilead are notable biotech firms here, both of whom are probably going to expand very soon. Hobie Cat, and then of course the many surfboard shapers we have in the city that represents our action sports equipment manufacturing. And then of course our very important tourism industry, which has had a tremendous expansion over the last year with the opening of the new Beachfront resort. So what do we do in economic development? You can ask like 5 different people, what is economic development, including like my husband, and it's like, I don't know. So I usually throw out the California flag with the bear on it, because bear is an acronym we throw around a lot. It's business expansion, attraction, and retention. So everything we do, let's see, we do site selection for businesses. We do help with talent attraction. Let's see, we do, you know, kind of concierge service with our development services department. If there's a business that's trying to expand and maybe having trouble with permitting, or just like kind of navigating the whole, you know, red tape of permits, we help them do that sort of thing. So, you know, the economic development data say that probably 95% of new jobs in the city come from business expansion, not from this like attracting new companies into your city. So we really focus on retention, keeping our businesses happy, and then when they're ready to expand, we focus on finding them a new spot here in Oceanside. Here's some sales tax data for you, the most recent data. We're beating the same period last year in every category. You're probably like, well, last year was COVID. But actually, Oceanside did tremendously well during COVID with sales tax due to online shopping. So more people were obviously working from home. More people were shopping online, but also more people were just shopping near home versus like, you know, stopping at the Target near your office or something like that. So can you see these numbers? I mean, basically the dark green is this year and the light green is last year. And if you can see the online shopping, I mean, kind of stayed almost flat, as did food and drugs. So that would be like supermarkets and Target and things like that. And then, but restaurants and hotels, obviously, very much up from the same quarter last year. And then these are our top 25 sales tax producers in no particular order for that quarter. And then kind of the business types and their percent change. So as you can see, everything went up from the previous quarter. And then grocery stores are they went down a teeny bit, but they're really pretty much flat. So overall in sales tax, Oceanside did tremendously well. I mean, there are cities out there who have, who had a regional mall or something, that just completely shut down, that would have affected their sales tax a lot worse during COVID. And then while we're on the topic of sales tax, everybody is familiar with Measure X. It was approved by the voters in 2018. It's a temporary 0.5% sales tax for 7 years starting in 2019. And it definitely gives the city additional sales tax revenue. And it was really lucky to pass that before. Here you can see city revenue sources. So sales tax not related to Measure X is about 13% of our operating budget. Measure X is about 8%. So you can see it adds a lot. And then TOT is really just 4% of our budget, but that's going to go up quite a bit now that we have like the huge new resorts on the beachfront. But I'm showing you this slide because the largest piece of the pie, as you can see, is property taxes. And that's a great source of revenue, at least for now, because there are some cities where they have more than half of their revenue sources made up in sales tax, which is a very volatile, revenue source. So if you look at property tax trends over the next, I have a colleague in Oceanside whose parents moved from Riverside County to Oceanside recently, and they needed to buy a home here, and he described it as a blood sport. He said they basically ended up, paying way over asking, sight unseen. So as you can see, if you're in the housing market now, you're a very lucky person, because this is how things are trending, and that's how we get most of our revenue. Okay, now on to public development projects. I won't have any pictures. So a really excellent project that opened this year is the Erosion Aquatic Center. How many have been there? Oh, awesome. Yes, the chamber held a lovely event there. And it has a 56-meter competition pool, diving boards, an instructional pool, a large splash pad, administrative offices, meeting rooms, locker room, a large indoor-outdoor event space. They have those cantina doors that open onto the patio. Really lovely space, and just a huge amenity for Oceanside. People are coming from all over to come to this new aquatic center. Beachfront improvements phase 1, just south of the Oceanside Pier, is expected to be completed. I have on here late this year. It's a moving target. I'm going to say early next year. The project includes a new wider staircase. The wider staircase is done from Pacific Street down to the sand. If you kind of see that, we call it the fitness oasis. It's the lovely palm trees there. That's all done. 14 new restrooms are in progress, a new police substation, a new sewer lift station. And, if you've been down there, which I'm sure you have, you'll see that the construction is underway. And then beachfront phase 2. So we had, I don't know how many, we probably had like 10 community meetings during the month of October to make sure that the public had an opportunity to provide input on this second phase of the beachfront improvements, because it involves the amphitheater, which is very near and dear to a lot of people's hearts here in Oceanside, and also just like kind of that whole area just north of phase 1. So just really in the study phase right now, and then next will be the design phase, and then they will get to the actual construction phase. So want to make sure there's lots of public input on this project. The quiet zone, Oceanside residents and visitors, it's so great. They're walking distance to the restaurants, and it's super fun downtown. But then at 4 in the morning, it's like train horn. So quiet zone has been in progress since 2007, and it just got approved this year. It was like tremendous feat to get that done, but great improvement to downtown Oceanside. The PBID, so that's the Downtown Property Business Improvement District. This is a really important revenue generating strategy on the part of the city and Main Street Oceanside. So it's an assessment on property owners within this downtown core area to pay for things like security, maintenance, cleaning. There's extra power washing. There's security ambassadors now that sort of walk around down there. So it's definitely an improvement for downtown Oceanside, and big props to Main Street Oceanside. They manage it, and they work really hard to establish this. Coast Highway corridor improvements. So this study for the improvements improvements on Coast Highway was completed a few years back, I want to say 2019. And then work will start soon on the actual plan to create a more pedestrian friendly route all the way from the harbor, all the way to, I think it's kind of almost to South O. And it'll be a road diet, which means it'll go down to kind of a more narrow road along Coast Highway to kind of slow down traffic. Right now, people just like jam through there. Roundabouts and wider sidewalks, so restaurants can put patio seating out there. So, you know, that'll be definitely like a multiple year project, but when it's done, I think Coast Highway is just going to be like spectacular through downtown. And then the Coast Highway Incentive District, which was just approved by Coastal Commission, so we're very excited about that. It basically provides an alternative to existing zoning standards. So it allows additional building height, additional density, different kind of like strategies like tandem parking and things to encourage development along Coast Highway. And that is going to go to council for approval in December. Beach sand erosion is a problem, as we know, for oceanside beaches. So unless we intervene with this, we're literally going to have no beach. So back in August, City Council approved moving forward with plans and permits for beach groins and a sand bypass system. It still requires Coastal Commission approval, which is probably a ways down the line, but it was a big step to have that approval. And then another development is we are creating a new position in the city manager's office called Coastal Program Administrator. So this person will be in charge of all things sand related and Coastal Commission related, and that's going to City Council on December 15th for approval of that new staff position. And now on to private development. The long-awaited Seabird and Mission Pacific Hotel. So they opened in May of this year and received a ton of positive press. I mean, every single day you're seeing something in like, you know, Travel and Leisure or whatever. And they've been excellent partners with the city. There are many businesses within the resorts. There's Piper and the showroom inside the Seabird. And there's an awesome rooftop bar. If you haven't been, you have to go. Baye, which is probably going to get Michelin stars. Beautiful restaurant in the Mission Pacific Hotel. Charlie's, so they painstakingly moved, oh, I thought I had a picture of it. They painstakingly moved the Graves house, or the Top Gun house, from where it was. They plopped it in the middle of the resorts. They repainted it. It's super beautiful, and it's going to be a little dessert cafe called Charlie's, named after the character. Okay, now on to some more private developments. Tremont Collective at Tremont in Minnesota. Have you checked it out yet? It's really cool, and it completely activated that space. It was like a motorcycle repair shop and some auto uses, and now it's this beautiful Camino coffee is always busy. Brixton retail, it's just really transformed that. Shoots Pokey, another great place, and Bottlecraft really transformed that area. Beautiful example of a redevelopment project by Fabric Investment. And then the Brick Hotel, moving back to downtown, Tom Aldrich has painstakingly, you know, kind of taken this hotel, a historic building, down brick by brick and rebuilt it. He's got operators already for a rooftop bar and restaurant inside. And, you know, I think he would have loved to have been open already, and he is hoping to be open probably by early next year. Carmax, so they started grading. Carmax on Thunder Drive, on the south side of the 78 next to the DMV. This is super important to Oceanside, and in fact, we entered into an incentive agreement to do some tax revenue sharing with Carmax to kind of entice them to come here. Carmax is an awesome dealership. We don't have much in terms of car dealerships here, and to have a Carmax, which is nearly recession proof, because they're, you know, pre-owned vehicles of all makes and models. They're just a super efficient operation, and we expect to generate a good amount of sales tax from Carmax and start up and running. The Arroyo Verde Center, Rancho del Oro and Oceanside Boulevard is 27,000 square feet of retail, and that's currently under construction. Alta Oceanside, just across the street, the former main attraction will include 309 units in a 5-story mixed-use project. So they're creating that site as we speak. We have a really cool drone guy at the city that takes this picture. Oceanside East is the commercial center at Mission Avenue in Vista. There's a car wash and a 7-Eleven going in there, and there's an additional 12,000 square feet available for lease there. And then Trademark Venues at the former Jolly Roger out at the harbor. It's going to be a wedding and event venue. They have multiple venues around North County with kind of different themes, and this will sort of be like the nautical harbor theme called the Cape House. So, you know, with all the impacts to businesses that we sort of anticipated during COVID, we definitely had more businesses open than closed, even restaurants and other businesses that you would think would be like running for the hills, you know, over the last year. So, you know, we definitely came out ahead in that regard, and things seem to be really like very busy. Lots of activity out there, lots of developers interested, lots of businesses interested. So speaking of new businesses, the Green Room Hotel opened at 2020 South Coast Highway. So like this motel probably charged by the hour at some point. And now this hotel charges like $300 a night to stay at this lovely little transformed hotel. So this is definitely the kind of use that we like. Along Mission Avenue, the Flying Pig opened their new location next to Sandy Toes, a great new visible spot for them. And Curry and More will open soon. If you're familiar with their location in San Marcos, they are like excellent, excellent food. Artist Alley, just near City Hall. Handles Ice Cream, excellent addition, I think, because it's literally like right outside City Hall window. It's like it'll be an exercise in self-control that handles. I see it from my office. Pierside South, Craft Coast Beer and Tacos is busy every night of the week that I go by. And then a street corner urban market. A lot of people are, you know, because we have so many residents down there, and there's not really like a market use down there that they can just like, walk to. So this would be a really good addition. And then the Lab Collaborative, it's received a lot of positive press if you've heard about it. It's sort of a pop-up restaurant concept where they'll have different chefs and bartenders kind of rotating through. It's a really cool space in Pierside North. And then jet fuel roasting coffee company. That's a new one. Bunker House that had closed kind of prior or early in COVID, and it just reopened on Cleveland in that cute little historic brick building across from the Salt building, and they also are home to an annex of Oceanside Bakery. And on South Coast Highway, we have, of course, you know, the switchboard attached to the Finn, North County Roastery, Municipal Taco, and the former Urge, Mocha Lounge, kind of connected to a home improvement store. So a lot has transformed along South Coast Highway just in the past 2 years. And then Matsu, Chef William Ike, he was at 608 Tavern, he was at Mission Avenue Bar and Grill, super well known in the area and beyond. He opened Matsu in the former Flying Pig. If you haven't been, it is quite an experience. And he's shooting for Michelin stars there. So, you know, Oceanside now, between Dijamara actually getting recognized, you know, from the Michelin brand, and then Faye and Matsu, Oceanside is really, really a visible kind of foodie destination now. And then these are just some other notable future business openings. So we have a Starbucks going in at 801 North Coast Highway there at the vacant lot at Neptune and Coast Highway, which, oh wow, Starbucks, big deal. But for that spot, if you know it, having kind of more eyes and ears and activity right there is going to be huge for Oceanside. And it's, we kind of hope that that transforms that spot because it's a gateway to our city as you come off the 76. Crackheads at 502. Oh, I think that should be South Coast Highway. Sorry, my bad. Crackheads is not, if you know where Miller's Table is, there's a vacant auto use next door. So Crackheads is a concept that is already in downtown Carlsbad. It's James Markham, and it's kind of like cargo containers set up as little restaurants and bars. And I think he has like the first 2-story cargo container ever or something. So that's going to be a really cool use to activate that. We have a Dunkin' Donuts going in on Oceanside Boulevard. That's like under construction. They're really jamming along on that. Doughside Donuts is another one that I'm really excited about. So definitely just a lot of new businesses coming along, all like a lot of this trend there. And then future development. So the North County Transit District owned property, it's 11 acres, just blocks from the beach, is slated for redevelopment. They did an RFP shortly before COVID, and the city was very involved in who they chose as the developer. They ended up choosing Toll Brothers, which is a well-known developer here in San Diego, and no formal application submitted yet. I think Toll Brothers is still very much in like the research and design phase, but that's going to be a hugely transformational project in downtown Oceanside. It will have office, residential, most likely hotel and commercial, all in that 11-acre site. You can't find this type of site this close to the beach in Southern California, period. Like this is huge. Ocean Camp, which is, I don't want to like ruin it for you, Scott, but it sounds like you will get a presentation on Ocean Camp at the next Emerging Issues meeting. This is a mixed-use project. 35 acres of commercial use, including a 300-room hotel, 100,000 square foot of retail. Actually, that might be office. They're kind of kicking that around. But the coolest part is the surf lagoon. So if you are familiar with the surf lagoon, maybe in Waco, Texas, or in the Kelly Slater Surf Lagoon, kind of in the Central Valley, these are becoming more and more popular. There's also one in Palm Springs, kind of under, maybe two in Palm Springs under development. And some would say, like, why do you need a surf lagoon like so close to the ocean? Well, in these surf lagoons, you can literally program the wave to be like, this is like the break in Japan, where the Olympic surfer Olympics is going to be held. So like you can train, they will attract people from literally all over the world with this use. And then of course they'll have, the recreational opportunities for families. You kind of can go maybe like at night, or just really like a very cool amenity and attraction that will definitely be like only Oceanside has this anywhere in San Diego. The inns at Buena Vista Creek. So this project is 3 hotels with a total of 426 rooms. It's if you can see from this picture, so that is the 78 and the 5.
Jefferson.
Oh, Jefferson. Sorry, thanks. Jefferson and the 5. And then that kind of strip center is like where Marshall's and that center is kind of at the border of Oceanside and Carlsbad. It's been approved by Oceanside. It's been approved by Carlsbad. Now it's with Coastal Commission. It's definitely been a long time coming. Arena Calafino at El Corazon is a proposed 170,000 square foot multi-purpose sports arena and event facility. So it will be able to seat almost 6,000 people for sporting events and a little over 7,000 people for concerts. So they had a groundbreaking in May, as I'm sure you're familiar, and we hope that they start construction soon on that. That's going to be really transformational for Oceanside as well. And then the Marriott Residents Inn. So I had in my notes that it was awaiting Coastal Commission approval, and then Scott this morning was like, no, it just got approved. So yay. The Marriott Residents Inn at 1103 North Coast Highway will have 117 rooms, 4 stories, meeting space, and a restaurant. Important transformational redevelopment project there. And then let's see, one more hotel here coming, a 99-room hotel planned along Oceanside Boulevard, kind of where the old Fresh and Easy was, kind of this little triangular plot there. They're still moving forward. And then just to kind of wrap it up, a reminder that the 5 cities along the 78 corridor, we all work together. We don't compete with one another. We think that if we work together to kind of raise the profile of North County and the 78 corridor, we're all going to benefit. So the Innovate 78 brand and initiative is still alive and well. We recently contracted with a new marketing firm, so we plan to kind of really ramp things up after the first of the year, and you should be hearing more from